Okay, ask yourself a question. How many people have you personally known in your entire lifetime who have died mysteriously? Plane crashes, car wrecks, bizarre suicides, people beaten to death or murdered in a hail of bullets? And what about violent freak accidents, like separate mountain biking and skiing collisions in Aspen, Colorado? Or barbells crushing a person's throat? Apparently, if you're Bill or Hillary Clinton, the answer to that question is at least 33, and quite possibly many more. But add at least one more good possibility to that list. And the mainstream media's silence on this is deafening. Klaus Eberwein was a former Haitian government official who was expected to expose the extent of Clinton Foundation corruption and malpractice next week. But unfortunately, he won't be able to testify because he's been found dead in Miami at the age of 50. The circumstances surrounding Eberwein's death are also nothing less than unpalatable. According to Miami-Dade's medical examiner records supervisor, the official cause of death is gunshot to the head. Eberwein's death has been registered as suicide by the government. But not long before his death, he acknowledged that his life was in danger because he was outspoken on the criminal activities of the Clinton Foundation. Eberwein was a fierce critic of the Clinton Foundation's activities in the Caribbean island. There, he served as Director General of the government's Economic Development Agency for 3 years. Eberwein said at a protest outside the Clinton Foundation headquarters in Manhattan last year, "The Clinton Foundation, they are criminals, they are thieves, they are liars, they are a disgrace." Eberwein was due to appear on Tuesday before the Haitian Senate Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, where he was widely expected to testify that the Clinton Foundation misappropriated Haiti earthquake donations from international donors. But his suicide gets even more disturbing. Eberwein was only 50 years old and reportedly told acquaintances that he feared for his life because of his fierce criticism of the Clinton Foundation. His close friends and business partners were taken aback by the idea that he may have committed suicide. One of his friends, Gilbert Bailey, said, "It's really shocking. We grew up together. He was like family." During and after his government tenure, Eberwein faced allegations of fraud and corruption on how the agency he headed administered funds. Among the issues was FAES oversight of the shoddy construction of several schools built after Haiti's devastating January 12, 2010 earthquake. But according to Eberwein, it was the Clinton Foundation who was deeply in the wrong, and he intended to testify and prove it on Tuesday. According to Eberwein, a paltry 0.6% of donations granted by international donors to the Clinton Foundation with the express purpose of directly assisting Haitians actually ended up in the hands of Haitian organizations. A further 9.6% ended up with the Haitian government. The remaining 89.8%, or $5.4 billion, guys, was funneled to non-Haitian organizations. So, Eberwein was expected to testify against the Clinton Foundation in court and ends up committing suicide shortly before. Where have we heard this before? Why the heck is it that untimely deaths seem to follow the Clintons around? And why is it that mainstream media stays silent? Election losing, Russian blaming, rapist protecting, banker bought, Council on Foreign Relations loving, warmongering, election fixing, Haitian hating, mainstream media backed Hillary Clinton. With the launch of her latest book, she's getting shredded by social media trolls who are rendering her attempt to break back into the national spotlight on a positive note as effective as a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest. This video will provide some much-needed comic relief as we watch the creative outrage play out on social media against one of the most notorious, treasonous criminals humanity has yet produced. Hillary tweeted this the other day: "Writing what happened was hard. So is what we see every day. As we move forward and fight back, I hope this helps." And as if to gauge the continued sheep-like mentality of her followers, it got liked and retweeted thousands of times. But conservative groups and even late-night liberal TV shows immediately started mocking Clinton's new book about the election, after her publisher announced it would be called What Happened. Even the decidedly leftist Late Show with Stephen Colbert on CBS compared the book's findings to the comedy movie The Hangover. The conservative American Rising PAC shared What Happened with a modified book cover with just the shape of the state of Wisconsin. Actor James Woods posted a picture of a t-shirt that showed the majority of the country in red and in the tank for Trump. Conservative Twitchy Team proposed a different title for the book, 50 Shades of Cray, highlighting the fact that this insane woman is about as crazy as they come.
The American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
But make no mistake, Nazi Pelosi and crazy Maxine Waters are trying their damnedest to beat Hillary to the padded room.
Said yesterday we did not have the majority, but we have the gavel. Excuse me. We don't have the gavel. We don't have the... We have our own gavel. Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States. We will, of course, retain the White House with the election of Hillary Clinton. I believe we will gain the United States Senate. It will be close.
Are you accountable for saying something that turned out not to be correct?
Well, it's not that it's not correct.
We have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it away from the fog of the controversy.
Benghazi, Benghazi, Benghazi. Why aren't we talking about something else? Anybody here have a smartphone? In this smartphone, almost everything came from federal investment.
Congressman, we're just, in case you can't see, showing video of you standing on the aisle and shaking a number of presidents' hands over the years, both Republicans and Democrats. So my final question to you, Congressman Engel.
No, you have not. Excuse me.
Talking to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had been talking to me about standing on the aisle and shaking hands.
No, I'm sorry, Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
Yes,
I'm talking to Congressman Engel, who has stood there and we've shown over the years.
Okay. He is wrapping his arms around Putin while Putin is continuing to advance into Korea. I have not called for impeachment.
You said I'm going to fight every day until he's impeached. That's what you tweeted.
Yeah, but here's what I've said. My greatest desire is to lead him right into impeachment. Impeach 45. Impeach 45. Impeach 45.
Maybe the title, What Difference Does It Make, would be more appropriate for a Hillary Clinton memoir. Glenn Greenwald tweeted, "Books that pose a question and then answer it, right on the cover. Basically, what happened in your failed election attempt? Just look in the mirror, HRC." Ryan Fournier said, "Hillary's new book, What Happened, is going to detail how she spent more than $1 billion, still lost the election, and how it's not her fault." Annie Sparkles posted a tinfoil hat wearing Clinton spouting her favorite conspiracy theory about how Russian interference in the election was the reason she lost. As expected, right-wing corners of the internet cited some jarring incidents from her campaign, including apparent evidence that pointed to her ailing health. Throughout the campaign, a popular narrative suggested she was gravely ill, a claim largely bolstered by footage of her inability to stand and walk on her own. Elizabeth Bracey came up with an appropriately named title, Blacks Are Super Predators, and other quotes.
They are not just gangs of kids anymore. They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy.
Some entries were as simple as, "What happened? Well, you're a liar, thief, a murderer, and honestly, you just suck." For prospective new titles, others focused on the accusations surrounding the mysterious death of former DNC employee Seth Rich, who is rumored to have been behind some of the emails released by WikiLeaks. Accusations the mainstream media has vehemently dismissed as conspiracies. What happened to Seth Rich and Vince Foster? And dozens of other Clinton acquaintances for that matter. The Truth Is Out There posted, 82 corporations that paid for Hillary Clinton's speeches have actively sought to sway the government. But the best tweets by far came from Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Here's his possible book cover as an idea. Based on her own words and speeches and emails, a devastating indictment of a disastrous election defeat. How I Lost by Hillary Clinton. Assange also offered some other possible book titles to Hillary's publisher, sticking the dagger of truth in a little bit further. Entries like, "It Takes a Haitian Village, How I Funded My Election Campaign," or "Pride, Prejudice, and Perjury," and "Pied Piper, My Genius Strategy to Elect Donald Trump." Then he finishes it off with 3 more rapid-fire suggestions while posting Hillary's famous owl seizure moment as she won the Democratic national election. A rigged Democratic national election. "I came, I saw, I died."
We came, we saw, we died. We came, we saw, we died. Look. We came, we saw, we died.
The drone joke's on me, and I fought the WikiLeaks, and the WikiLeaks won. Ultimately, it matters little who took the Oval Office. Trump has failed to drain the swamp Clinton enthusiastically swam in. The Fed is still circulating counterfeit notes backed by nothing. The Saudi connection Hillary was widely condemned for has continued. The wars she advocated show no signs of stopping, and Hillary and Bill, well, they're still free. But that clearly won't stop the internet from trolling one of the most hated political figures in recent memory. If you guys enjoyed this